Hello, I'm Tracy Simmons. I'm the admissions tutor for Media and Communication BA and Media and Society degree. I want to welcome you. In this talk, I'm going to take you through the structure of the courses, so you get a sense and overview of how they are structured, what kind of modules we have, what kind of topics that we have, and then I'll take you through the teaching and assessment, how we deliver the content, different ways we assess you, and then I'll say a bit more about employability and career prospects, and a little bit about the school. I just want to say at this point, you are offer holders, so I think you probably have a good sense of Leicester now. So with this talk, I really wanted to dive into more details about the course itself. So these are our two degrees. BA Media and Communication. The Media and Society is a joint degree with our sociology colleagues. And this is the overview of the course. So you'll see that we have Year 1 compulsory modules. Year 2 we have compulsory modules, but you'll notice we have optional modules. And in your final year, you have a dissertation plus 4 optional modules. So as you move through the degree, you have opportunities to have optional modules. And it's pretty similar with the Media and Society degree. Year 1 compulsory modules, and in Year 2 you have compulsory modules plus optional modules, and you'll notice that they're split between media and communication based options and those that are from sociology. And similarly with the final year, optional modules with a balance between media and communication and sociology, plus your dissertation or research project. You have a choice of doing either a dissertation or a research project. So that's just the overview of the structure. These are what we call routes of specialisation. So as I said, we have these optional modules. And if you are interested in mass communication approaches or digital media or media practice or film and cultural studies, there should be a route through the courses. So in terms of the optional modules, I'll say a bit more about this. So this is the first year topics, and as I said, this is compulsory. So you will notice that we have a lot of introductory modules. Introduction to Media and Communications are pretty self-explanatory. I just want to point out digital storytelling. Now, this module is what we call a kind of practical based module. This is where you make a digital artifact, a narrative using images, and tell a story. So you'll be working with our technical support who will take you through that process. And one of the ways that we assess you is you produce your digital storytelling narrative. I've got a film that you will hopefully have access to that shows you some of the work that students have made as part of digital storytelling and other practice-based modules on the courses. Media origins, introduction to academic skills, study media and communication, global media, creative audiences. And on the right-hand side, you'll see for media and society, again, similar modules, but those that are asterisked, they're sociology-based modules. So cyber sociology, power, privilege and diversity, society and transformation. That's the first year, and then as you get into the second year, much more scope to pick optional modules that reflect your interests. So digital media in everyday life, production of news if you're interested in news, media research in practice, television studies, journalism studies, political communication, identity and popular culture, global film culture if you're a film person, documentary production. This is again one of our practical based modules. This is where you make a documentary. You work in small teams and you're guided and supported by our technical support. You get the opportunity to learn editing, lighting, and all the different production processes. That module is supported by a technical team and our media lab, where we have all the facilities. We have the cameras, the boom mics, and we have all the software and computers that you need in order to edit your film effectively. Again, the film that we have prepared for you showcases some of the documentary work that our students have made. Working in the creative industries, professionalism and employment in the media. The professionalism and employment in the media is a module that's there to develop your employability skills. It's embedded into our module, and again, it's there to ensure that you have these transferable skills early on as part of your course. Once we get into the third year, there's much more optional modules. Everything from environmental communication, global cultures, again, film options, media, celebrity and fan culture, games and culture, media and the body, reporting panics, and community radio in practice. Community radio in practice gives you the opportunity to make a community radio program, and you get to see a local community radio studio, and you put a program together. So it's developing those kinds of skills. Again, in the film that I've mentioned, there's an example of some of the community radio work our students have done. I've also put the word new there. Many of these modules are part of a refresh. We had a full revision of our courses. We looked through all of our modules. We looked at our competitor universities and competitor courses to make sure that what we were offering you was up to date, was a benchmark of part of the course, and that we were offering you interesting and up-to-date modules. And there are more options, so media and gender, music as communication, media law, activism, protest and the information age, online journalism theory and practice, again if you're interested in journalism, writing for PR, so if you're interested in PR. Advertising, consumer culture, again these have got new after them, which again reflects this wholesale revision of our course. So we've got a really good exciting range of options for you. And then as you get in third year, important thing you have to do is develop your dissertation topic, and you can choose any kind of topic as long as it is relevant to the field of media and communication. Here are some examples of student dissertation topics, everything from the growing influence of YouTube beauty vloggers, media depictions of race-related shootings and the Black Lives Matter movement in the US. How is natural hair, Afro-Caribbean hair represented within the television film industry? Representation of Syrian refugees in the media. British newspaper representations of women football players during FIFA Women's World Cup 2015. And how does YouTube serve as an online learning platform? So you see there's a range of topics there. You work with a dissertation supervisor, and they reflect the diverse student cohort and the different things that they're interested in. So a little bit about how we teach and assess you. So we typically teach you through lectures, and they are usually 1 to 2 hours, usually 2 hours. So each module you would have a lecture followed by a seminar where you work in smaller groups, and they are usually about an hour. You will notice that some of the modules, television modules, the film ones, involve a screening, so they may be slightly longer as a result of that. Assessment, we use all kinds of assessments. Some of it you might be familiar from A-levels or BTEC or whatever route you've taken to come to Leicester. So that can involve essays. We have a few examinations in some of our year 1 modules, although they are often other kinds of assessment alongside examinations, so they don't just rely on examinations. And as I mentioned, for the documentary production module, you produce a documentary as part of your assessment, and as part of the digital storytelling module, you produce a digital artifact. We also have students doing presentations in small groups or in pairs or as individuals. We've got reflective assignments, viewing portfolios. People also do blogs. They're all part of the mix of different kinds of assessment that we use. So this is the academic calendar. We work around semesters. From September to December is the first semester. January to March is the second semester. You generally have 3 modules per semester, and the exam period is April to June. Obviously, if you're not doing exams as part of your course, then that period is often the time when you're writing assignments and completing your assessment. We have opportunities to study abroad. We have partner institutions in Munich, but also you'll see Australia, New Zealand and America. And we have an Erasmus university in Rotterdam, and we also have one in Germany. If you're interested in studying either a year abroad or a semester abroad, then we will have somebody within the school, a study abroad contact, who can tell you all about that and give you the details of how you go about it. But that's one of the options that you can have to take either a year or a semester in year 2 to study abroad. I should add, we also have students that study abroad who come to Leicester, so you may well also meet students who are from the US, for example, coming to study at Leicester. So the most important thing is that we are there to support you with your career and employability, and make sure that you have the best prospects when you graduate from Leicester. We have something called the Leicester Award. This is a centrally organised programme, but we have it embedded within our courses. It's run, as I say, by the Career Development Service. And the most important thing is it gives you the opportunity to get valuable experience, but also, most importantly, communicate the experience that you have, the skills that you have developed on the course, so that you are able to be the most employable person that you can be. And here are some more stats in terms of student employability. 94.4% of our students do go into employment and further study 6 months after graduating. There's further support in the school. We ensure that every single student from year 1 has a personal tutor. We try to keep the same personal tutor throughout your course. There are also a careers tutor, there's dissertation tutors as well, module leaders and course leaders. So there will be someone there to help you, whether it's a question about your assessment for a module, or if you want help and support, or you get into issues or need to talk to somebody, there'll be someone there to help you. There's also support within the university. There's an accessibility centre, there's counselling and wellbeing, student welfare service, as I've mentioned, a career service, and there's peer mentoring within the student union. So there's lots of ways that we can help and support you. I just want to say a quick thing about the School of Media Communication Sociology. Media as a discipline, as a kind of way that you study, is quite a young discipline, and the Centre for Mass Communication Research was established in 1966. It was one of the earliest teaching and research centres in what was known as mass communication, or as we know it, media and communication. And it's since then rapidly developed. It started out with postgraduate teaching. I was a master's student in the Centre for Mass Communication Research. And we've developed an undergraduate programme that's been very successful. And we have now become a school of media communication and sociology. The most important thing to say is that our staff have diverse backgrounds and diverse research interests and expertise, and that really feeds into our teaching. To give you some examples, these are some covers from various books and publications that academic staff have made, and it gives you an idea of the whole range of different expertise within the school. Everything from science, entertainment and television documentary to Brexit, Trump and the media, creative industries, popular culture and femininity, PR, gender in the media, narratives of the past and subjectivity, or international communication and citizenship. All of this expertise is fed into our teaching. You'll see it reflected in the kind of optional modules. So it's very much research-led teaching. I really hope that that was helpful. If you have any questions, please get in touch. I'm sure as part of the Offer Holder Day, we will be available to answer questions in a virtual format, or we're able to talk to you on the phone. Please do not hesitate. These are my contact details, and also Tor Clark, who's the admissions director. Thank you very much.